Hi folks, welcome back to the channel, and you join us still in Scotland's highest village, One Look Head, after the accident in the snow last week, in last week's video. Yeah, I did understate how much I'd hurt myself while sledging, being an idiot. So stayed here for an extra few days just while I rested my leg, just to make sure that it was okay. Obviously we checked out, nothing was broken or anything like that. It was just heavily swollen and bruised. So yeah, pick up the video from there. And they're off. Yeah. See him again in where? Ireland.
Ireland, yes. Off with their dirty fanny.
Yeah. Apparently they cleaned it the other day, but it's filthy again now. Right, so it's been a couple of days since the sledging incident. I'm walking around okay on my leg now. Still uncomfortable / slightly painful. So what I need to do now is just go for a little bit of drive around this car park, and mainly just make sure that I'm safe driving. Make sure that if needs be, I can stamp on the brakes, you know, hard if something happens, and just generally drive. So it's my right leg, so it's not like the left one I've got to deal with the clutch or anything like that. It is just you know, gentle acceleration, gentle braking should be fine. But obviously in an emergency, if I've got to stamp hard on the brakes, I need to make sure my leg's got the power to do it. Worried about the side bolsters in the seat as well, pushing against the side of my leg, but now that's all right. So yeah, happy days, everything is okay. I can only hope for, you know, continued improvement. I think the story is that this person, or this feeling of a person, doesn't quite understand the age of the body that it's in. So the mind and the heart and the spirit are full of fun and adventure, and the body's a bit less capable of dealing with it. Oh, it's cold this morning.
Cold? It's freezing.
Someone had a balmy idea.
Oh.
The reason why we're standing out of the way is hopefully you can see the Murray Monument over there.
Yes.
So we'll come closer now.
Come closer. There we go.
But yeah, someone had a balmy idea this morning to come out and demonstrate the frostiness.
Yes, to do some personalised Christmas cards, all cheesy styly, but I might as well use that Simply Card subscription because it's so good.
Not sponsored, by the way.
No, not at all. Not at all. But yeah, it's so good that you can just do Christmas cards off the bat and do that. I find it better and easier than other card online website options.
I'll put a link in the video description down below to do it. And is there a deal or anything like that?
There is. If you use our link to set up your first Simply Cards thing, then you get 2 free cards and we get 2 free cards.
Bargain.
So yeah, brilliant stuff. I need to fix the bobble on my hat.
Well, I see I don't have that problem.
Yeah, you just got your pause button. Oh, sorry, okay.
There you go.
One can only wish, eh?
Anyway, so it's Yeah, about day 3 or something. The leg is better now. Not fully
Better.
recovered, but it's feeling better. I can move around a little bit more. So, and the weather starts to get a bit nasty tomorrow. So we thought we'd just make the most of being here. There was wonderful skies last night. It's a dark sky area, this Galloway Forest. So, yeah, epic skies. You got an
It was
amazing shot of it.
stunning. Yeah, the Milky Way was right over the vans. It was too cold to stay out and take too many photos, mind.
Well, I couldn't hobble around for too long.
No.
It was cold. It was like -5
It was
or something.
-5 and a bit, at that point, wasn't it? So yeah, so it was just like outside between vans, quick photo, back in the van again.
I just think it's amazing around here. Everyone shoots up to the north of Scotland, which we will do at some stage. But everyone sort of like dismisses and goes past this area. So yeah, Dumfries and Galloway, folks, check it out.
Or don't, because
Don't spoil it.
don't.
Shh. I'm rather liking this jacket anyway.
That was a good call for you, that wasn't it?
I splashed out and bought a Rab jacket.
Yeah, he was trying to get me to do it as well, but I'm forever a skinflint, so that wasn't
Well
happening.
worth the money.
I think I'm going to need to upgrade with some pants as well.
Pants, aren't
Trousers, sorry.
Anyway, we shall leave you with some lovely views of the Murray Monument, and we'll catch you later.
Yeah, we will.
What happened then?
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Can you get one too then?
Okay, yeah, that's only fair. Oh God, no. I'm not one of those people that say I'm Scottish, because I'm not. I'm English. However, I have Scottish ancestors. And the birthplace of them is just over there. But,
So if you want to know more information about that, go and check out Mandy's little video about it.
Yeah, because guess what? I made a video about that.
She had fun this morning flying a drone and everything.
I know, it's brilliant. I love that little thing.
Yeah.
Busby.
Yeah, it's a nice little spot. Vans are just parked there, hidden away in the background. We've got a nice little babbling brook.
That thankfully you can't hear from the van, otherwise I'd be the entire time.
Yeah, but I'm just out for a very little walk. My leg is improving.
Good choice of word.
Yeah. I'm not going to whinge any more about it than that.
He's done so well. He really did hurt himself, but he's like proper. No, I'm fine.
It's my fault.
It doesn't stop it hurting, no.
Yeah, so we thought, come out, give it a little bit of movement, see how we're doing. So apparently I've done an 1/8 of the loop that you can do around here. That's enough. We go back to the van and then do bugger all for the rest of the day.
Movie day.
I
like the sound of that. That goes in with my I am finally giving myself a rest day.
Day off.
So, yes.
Cool.
Perfect.
There we go. Since we last filmed my little walk out there, the weather's been really bad. There's a storm come over, and that was yesterday. It's not been very nice. In fact, I think it's not stopped raining for about the last 24 hours. I'm just going to show a shot of what it looks like now, and then a shot of what it looked like yesterday. So I'm just checking around the vans as well. There's a fair bit of water in the car park, and it started to pool under the front of Mandy's van. It's not too bad so far, and the exit's alright, but let's go and have a look at see what it looks like from the bridge. And as a reminder, this is what it looked like 24 hours ago, when everything was just normal and there was no roaring sound of water. So we're just going to keep an eye on that over the next few hours, and if it does look like it's still coming up, because obviously even though it might have stopped raining, all the land will still be dumping all the water into the rivers. A little bit worried?
No. No. No, it's far enough away from us, isn't it? It's just that is a lot of rain.
Yeah. So we kept monitoring the water levels using the CCTV, poking our heads out the window and that kind of stuff. And when the rain calmed down a little bit, we thought we'd just go and have a last look at the night and see what it looked like outside. So we come back out and have another look. And it looks like it's going down a little bit for that island in the middle. Mandy's using a torch, which will just help you. That's Mandy's torch. That's my torch. Not that it's a competition or anything, but you know, it's a competition. So the water is going down here, isn't it?
Yeah. It is crazy considering how much rain we've just had.
Yeah. Right, so we are going to obviously just get the vans ready just in case we have to scarper, but it does look like we'll be all right and there's no more rain. Thankfully, last night was all right, no problems, and everything this morning, as you can see, is nice and quiet. So we're just going to head off to our next park up now, do a bit of shopping on the way. So we'll see you there, folks.
Definitely a wild swimming bit, that, isn't it?
I like though that they've got these seating areas, so you can watch it there, and then you can watch it there. Lovely walk out.
Yeah. It's a bit wet.
It is a bit wet. It's much nicer here, and the people here, none of them, or rather there are none people.
Yeah.
They're much nicer than that chap and his mates last night.
Oh, yeah. Wonderful.
Or yesterday afternoon as it was. We'll talk about that when we get inside, I think, because it's raining a lot now.
Yeah, we better get in.
Yeah, we'll explore this forest and then we'll go back. We're going to go down that way because that road leads to by the side of a lock. Obviously they're doing logging work up there, and it does say that the Forest Drive road is closed. So for now, just set up in the car park up there. This car park's really good. It's got some nice flat spots. We're in one at the moment which is a bit open. Our onboard Wi-Fi has just about got a signal that you can use WhatsApp and such, but we've got Starlink out ready to go for work. This would have been a better spot, but Starlink would not work. It needs quite a wide kind of clear area to work. But yeah, they even allow little fire pits and that. I would imagine in the summer this gets really busy, because I mean this would make an epic little spot if you were coming with like 4 or 5 mates and camping here for the night. So you got a flat spot there, another one down the bottom there where we are, another one right down the back there, and again this one in the trees. So yeah, it's very nice of them to actually make these little camping spots. I don't know if plans are to start charging for it. Well, there's no signs out there at the moment that say we've got to pay anything, and no one else is around at all. Probably because of the rain and the weather. But to be fair, right now I'm quite happy there's no one else around. Because, yeah, don't get bothered by anybody. Bothered. As they say up here, nae bother. I wish we were getting nae bother. Seem to be getting loads of bother. Ah, you can smell the pine from the trees being cut down. Don't know what Mandy's saying. You'll have to go and check out her video to understand what she's saying about that. But yeah, I wish I could have smell-o-vision right now. Ah, yeah. So people pay good money for this smell, don't they? In a fragrance or something like that.
It smells amazing. It's like a freshly cleaned kitchen.
You know what it also smells like?
What?
Some toilet paper has this fragrance as well. Yeah, there's a lot of logging going on. So I can see why they've closed the road off. There's some big equipment coming in here soon, picking all them up. Just looking at all these little Christmas trees. It's like perfect van-sized Christmas tree. Obviously, that's for a motorhome, that's a bit bigger. And then you've got like that one there. Perfect little Christmas tree for a van. There's loads of them around. Some of them are actually been cut down with the logging. Some of them are still sort of like little offshoots in the ground. That one there has been cut down. Yeah, here you want a Christmas tree for your van. And just go and borrow one out of a forest. Make sure you replant it afterwards. Right then, time to go in the van, dry off, and we'll have a chat about what happened yesterday. So one downside of winter van life there is, yes, nice warm jacket, nice waterproof warm jacket. Not so waterproof pants. So yeah, that's where the line is in the jacket, and then the jacket just dumps its dribbles down my pants, and then you obviously get wet floor, and even a wet jumper where my jacket was open a little bit. So needless to say, I'll put the heating on, as you can hear. I'm just gonna get dried off, change my clothes, get all this aired up like that to dry out. So while I've got the heater on, which is drying out my shoes, the floor, the carpet, whatever, and my coat sort of blowing that way, you'll notice you get a lot of condensation in the main glass. The side windows being double glazed, they don't have a problem, but all the front windows do, which just means that it's proven the fact that there's moisture now in the van, so that's the biggest telltale. So all I do is put the max fan on, just on one, so it's on vent, and extract on one. Cracked open that window just on vent because it's right next to where that is, which means that'll just suck air straight out. And now if you look at the front, it's clearing, so there's not as much moisture in the van now. I've got this stuff, which is like a really thick pipe lagging, but I've kind of squidged it up because the only place that gets cold breeze in my van is down the bottom there. Well, I wouldn't say it was a breeze, but just cold, because obviously my door's insulated properly, my floor's insulated properly, but that gap reaches beyond the floor insulation. So that's the gap down there. And like I say, it runs all the way down the back there. And obviously that drops below the level of the floor to sort of like, you know, the level outside. So there is a big gap there where the door runner is and everything else like that. So by having this there, does fill in, like I said, the only void that I've got in my insulation. So by adding that, it really helps, and sometimes up to 5 to 6 degrees warmer overnight or during the day by having that in, as opposed to when I don't have it in. And you can actually feel it. You can sort of sometimes feel it coming out through the back of the kitchen unit, sort of raising up there. You can feel like cold air coming up. So yeah, definitely helps. All nice and warm and dry.
Oh my goodness, that rain is horrendous.
Sorry about if you can hear it still, but it hasn't stopped.
No.
But yeah, what we were saying about parkups and problems at parkups. I was asked actually recently in a video in the comments by somebody who said, how do you deal with nasty people at parkups? And my immediate reply to him was, oh, it doesn't often happen. And yet yesterday kind of reiterated that I'd probably just forgotten about them.
Yeah.
Because what happened yesterday, I'll explain in a minute. But I think once you sit down and realise we've actually gone down and gone, actually, there's quite a few times that it's happened.
Yeah.
So without trying to explain most of them, really, it's
becoming more of a problem. And speaking to friends, they're saying it's becoming more of a problem as well, isn't it? Yeah, especially if you... I mean, I always thought that you'd have more problems in like inner city urban parkups, but it seems that they are the least of the issues. It always seems to be the beauty spots or the nicer places that... Or the less populated areas, like sort of villages, essentially, sort of thing. Yeah. Where people go walk the dogs, maybe, or something like that. Which is weird, because you feel like you're far less in the way over in those places than you are in the urban park. Yeah, because it's just a generic car park, essentially. Nobody has the right to sort of class it as theirs. No, and normally they're empty overnight. Yeah. You know? But then you have urban streets and stuff. That's mostly where cars are parked overnight for people's houses or industrial estates or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, the unused car parks always seem to be the ones that people have the most problem with you using. Yeah, but there we go. So what happened yesterday? So we arrived at the car park. I've been to it before, St Ninian at Isle of Whithorn. And I thought, you know, Mandy's never been there. I've been there. So it's a nice place to go. The weather showed signs of improving slightly, but as it turns out, the weather was pretty naff anyway. It's ridiculously bad there. But we got there about 2:30. So we had a bit of food and then set up to do a little bit of work. And then probably about 3:30. This guy starts banging on the window, parks next to the van, turns up beeping. Yeah, hand on the horn, not beep, 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 like boop. Just a beep on his way in, bangs on the door, and reminds us that we're not allowed to stay here, even though obviously I've stayed there before. Loads of other people have stayed there before. And I'm like, but there's no signs anywhere. I think his words were, did you miss? Yeah. Did you miss the no overnight camping signs? As we were leaving this car park, I did find this sign. It's actually down the slipway. It's not near the car park. Such a crazy place to put the sign. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Yeah. And the unfortunate thing is, I'm glad we didn't now. Because what I've worked out over the time thinking about this is, and just in general in life, if people are that wound up about something that they want to tell you, you know, that they're shouting at you or whatever, nothing you can say will ever change their mind. Yeah, no, you can't calm them down. You can't make them see your perspective. So it probably is best just to say nothing. The pub has spent thousands of pounds setting up like a proper air with a toilet, an L-SAN point and a tap outside. Yeah. So either the guy didn't like the pub landlord or something like that, or he's just fed up that the landlord's done this or whatever, I don't know. So I put my cameras on so that I could record anything else that happened. And I do this quite a lot at night if I'm unsure about where I am. So if anyone does do anything to the van, it's recorded at least. So the blink cameras I've talked about, they're not so great overnight, but this car park was a bit sort of lit up by a local street lamp. But more importantly, the blink cameras record audio, so you can hear what's going on. So after this numpty had left doing his dog walk, he came back, and as he reversed out, it beep all the way back down the road again. I was like, okay. And then we had a bit of food, we did some work. It was still only, I know it looks dark on the cameras, but it's like 4 o'clock, half 4. He then came back while you were at work. Oh, okay. And you went to work about 6. 6, yeah. So I would have been in there from 5:30. Yeah, so it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock he came back. And he just drove up behind, beep, all on his way in, and then beep, all on his way out, and then drove off again. Just to check we were there. He didn't park up, he didn't go for a walk or anything like that. He just drove his vehicle up, drove next to us, and then drove off again. See, the weird thing is, when I was in Cornwall, I would park somewhere for the duration of the day, and I would get the most out of the day and the view and everything, and then I'd quite happily move from there to a lay-by, to somewhere just to sleep. Yeah. And then I'd move back again, and I'd pay like £6 for all day parking, and I'd do that to get the most of the view. Just because I'm parked there doesn't mean I'm going to sleep there or be there overnight. No. It's like, why assume that that's exactly what people are doing, you know? The annoying thing was, our plan was, when Mandy finished work, we'd go to the pub, grab a meal and a drink, spend the night at this pub's facilities, you know, that he's put on, like we do when we stay at any old pub. And then next day, the weather was supposed to be better. But yeah, I kind of like decided after his revisit, and there was other activities, other cars coming up and things like that as well. And I wasn't sure if it was just people parking up,
or other people coming checking on us as well. So we just decided, didn't we, that that was going to be it, really.
Yep, as soon as I finished work, I just packed up and
Yeah.
then buggered off to somewhere 20 minutes away. So
Just how do you deal with that? Do you, like us, do you just say nothing and just leave? Or have you had altercations with people, and how's that ended up?
yeah, I mean, like the hindsight thing, I know what you say about not, you can't change someone's opinion if they're angry. But, I mean, when the guy said yesterday, did you miss the signs that say overnight parking? I just wanted to turn around and say, like, the hindsight thing was, did you miss the fact it's 3:30?
Yeah.
You know, and there's all of these little comments that, you know, you hope will come out as being cheeky or kind, because you know what I'm like. If I'm rude to anybody, I'll worry about it for days and days afterwards. But it's just like, how do you best deal with it? It's always been a case where with us, if it feels like we're not wanted there, then we won't stay. Because what's the point? All you're doing is making it worse for anybody that comes after you if you're going to do that kind of thing. So yeah, how is it best handled? What do you do? What have you done? So, how's your leg?
Tender.
Tender. Right. Babe, that's huge.
That's what she said. The weather hasn't been great in this video. As you saw from where we park right now, the weather still isn't great. My leg is on the mend. I was able yesterday to walk down to the waterfall and through the forest and stuff like that.
We also found some new bruises on your leg yesterday, though, didn't we?
Yeah,
That
more
we hadn't
bruises
seen
are
before.
coming out now.
So he's got the big bruise on the side, but now they're kind of working his way around on the top of his knee and at the side of his leg as well. So there's lots of damage done there that's just coming out.
Yeah,
You
no
giant
pain, no
banana.
gain.
Stop giving me heart attacks, I tell you.
Dear. But yeah, I've been missing getting out. Been missing cycling, especially some of the places we've been. It'd been nice to go cycling.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. And we'll hopefully get to do more things next week.
Yes.
As my sort of injuries subside, my abilities increase, and the weather bucks up.
Oh yeah, that's what we need. We need a change in weather. We need a change of being able to get out and do things because we're just tired all the time because we're not really getting a chance to go out and do
It's
anything.
weird though because we can't sleep either.
Yeah.
So we're knackered and we can't sleep well.
Yeah.
So hey ho, story. Right. Well, I guess we've waffled on enough, folks. And hopefully you have been slightly entertained by our amusements of individuals that choose to enlighten our days.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, and on that thought, we shall see you next week, folks.
We will.
See you later,
guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. You didn't put your hand in front of my face when you were waving. There. Stop it. You're gonna die.
I nearly did.